first senior yoga class, and the theme of today is going to be posture. And I have a handout for everybody. Everybody has it, and I told Bobby to tell everybody that you will need your glasses.
I can't see that.
Oh, you can't see, I'll read it for you, okay? All right, so I got a lot of this information from this book. Is this big enough words for everybody to read? Aren't those kind of nice words right there? We love these words, okay? And what pain-free, and his whole philosophy, he's a movement therapist, basically. His whole philosophy is that if you don't have good posture, then you're gonna probably eventually be in pain. That's it, the net. And pain then creates tension, creates tightness, creates probably even more of a bounding, type of personality. And then of course, if you're misaligned, then you're gonna start to get into your joints the wrong way, and then arthritis is gonna set in. So he's all about making sure that our posture is stacked the way it's meant to be stacked, which is we have 8 load-bearing joints. That's the 2 shoulders, the 2 hips, the 2 knees, and the 2 ankles. And all of those, if you think about a structure of a building or whatever, everything's got to be so nice and vertical, and everything's straight. Then it's easy. Then it's easy to sit up tall. Then it's easy to stand up straight. But if those things, those load-bearing joints are not stacked, then there's going to be compromise. So now this is the other homework assignment you guys are going to do. You're going to take a marker, which cannot be permanent, otherwise you'll have a permanent tattoo. And what you're going to do, okay, you're going to, everyone look at their feet now, and kind of flex your feet, and there are 2 bones that come down right in the middle of your ankle. If you can flex, maybe you can find those 2 bones. There's a gap right in between that, maybe you can put your finger there. That is where you're going to put the circle. So I'm going to put the big circle there. The other one goes right in here. Okay, so everybody see that? That is the middle of my ankle. Okay? Then we are going to do that to the kneecap. So some of you ladies, I know you have tighter pants, and that might be hard. You don't have to do it because you're going to do this at home. Okay? There is that rounded bone that covers your kneecap, and that's your patella, and you're going to kind of pull it away a little bit, and you're going to draw a circle right in the middle of that. Okay, so it's going to be there. You know where I'm going with this, don't you?
In the bone or right in the...
Right in the middle of the kneecap.
Not the bone?
Yeah. Yeah, right on the round bone, and that's the patella, so right smack in the middle of that bone. That's where you want it. Okay? And then you stand in front of the mirror.
Yeah, you want to see if they're lined up.
Mm-hmm.
Got one that goes.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so and even when I'm sitting here, so remember I talked about when you're sitting, if we're like this, right? This etches into us. It's like automatic pilot, and if you're just kind of hanging like this, you're probably going to stand like this, and you're probably going to start walking like this. So, in yoga class, try the best always to try your alignment to get it all lined up. Okay, so let's just see. How is Sherry looking today, okay? I've been working on this, you guys, because I'll tell you where my alignment's off. Okay, so here we go. You gotta go like this, okay? When you're in front of the mirror, you gotta do this, okay? Because you can't like be a soldier and then you just kind of like have to, okay. Here I go. What do I got? What's going on?
I can't see them.
Justine.
You've got that one.
Knee in?
Yes.
Yes,
This left knee is in.
rolling in a little.
Okay, now, watch this motion. Does that help it?
Yes.
Okay. It did, right?
What did you do?
What did you do?
I squeezed my butt. I squeezed my butt. And I got that tip from this book. So what happens, this knee rolls in a little bit. And the reason is because I tweaked it one time, and so that muscle got tight, and because I didn't want to move it, right? So it got tight, and it kind of bounded me there. And so this whole leg is starting to move in a little bit, and this hip's starting to move in a little bit. So what this gentleman was saying is that, how do I get those knees to line up? I got to use my gluteus muscles. He said, think about when you sit down right now, you guys, your butt is going wide, isn't it? It's just going wide. There's nothing's going on, okay? That's why they call it secretarial spread, right? I'm sorry, that's what they used to call it. What you gotta do is you gotta take those gluteus muscles and you gotta pull them in. And as soon as I squeeze, like you have a little pen right here in your butt crack, it's kind of that feeling. As soon as I do that, then I get lined up again. And I'm not walking like this, okay? You're not gonna walk with my squeezed butt. It's not that. What I do is I do those little gluteus squeezes a few times in the morning. I'll do like 10 sets. I'll do a count of 10 and do 3 sets. And what he's suggesting is that you are not just strengthening those muscles, okay? You don't want them tight all the time, but you want them strong. So this is what I want you guys to do. If you're looking in the mirror and you find that you're more like this, which a lot of people could be like this a little bit, right? So the knees are in and the toes are out, so it's a little more like that.
Squeeze your butt.
No, you would squeeze with the block in the middle, and you want to bring yourself inward, right, to line up. So that's what your homework is. I want you to look in the mirror, and then we're going to talk one-on-one, and you tell me what you saw, and I can give you a couple of those little tips and tricks about what to do to help you
So
correct
go
that.
out, you squeeze your butt, to go in, you do the block.
Right, exactly.
Okay.
And you'll be able to see that. So if you, even in the mirror, you can say like, oh, my knees are going out, or maybe you're not so obvious like this, because this is obvious. But maybe when you're lined up, you still see this thing going out, and you're like, why is that happening? Even though my ankles look straight, if you just bring that block and start to squeeze, those knees will come to the center.
Sherry,
And
can you demonstrate?
yeah.
Please?
So the first thing you would do is going this, right? And you would have the block in here, and you would just be squeezing. Squeeze, count to 10, squeeze, squeeze. It's the same idea about what I have to do to squeeze my butt. I'm strengthening these muscles. It's not like I'm walking around with these squeezed all the time. I'm strengthening them, counting to 10, then you stop, and then you do another set, and you do 3 sets of 10. And that starts to get the adductor muscles, these really nice strong muscles on the inside and the outside to work. And I know that, Pat, you said balance is your challenge, but I guarantee you most of the time, you guys, balance is not because you're dizzy and you can't lose it. It's because your muscle strength is not there to hold you. And this muscle group right here and this outer muscle group is one of the most important parts of good balance. So the posture dot test really is not my invention. It came from this wonderful book. It's called Pain Free, a revolutionary method for stopping chronic pain. And it's by Pete Eagleskew. I highly recommend it. It is so full of such good practical advice of how we can get our skeletons, our muscles, and our bones all lined up again. You know what? And we get all the joints stacked up on top of each other, and we're going to feel so much better because now we're not going to have all this crookedness going on and the tweaking in our knee and the tweaking in our hips and our shoulders. If we can get everything lined up, that's why the dots help us to know exactly where we have maybe our challenges.